Hi, Soul Family. Today I have a channeled message for us. And when I say us, not just the collective, but for me as well, because we are all in alignment, energetic alignment with each other. So the first thing that's coming through is, do you think that God is broke? Do you think that God cannot handle your financial situations? Do you think the $3,000 that you're waiting on, the $5,000 that you're waiting on, God can't provide that? God can do anything, and He can do it at a snap of a finger. With God's timing, the power of God, the power of the universe, it's so undescribable. Okay, and I'm here to deliver a message that you are worrying for nothing. You're worrying for no reason. A lot of the times we like to glorify God when things are going good in our life, and then the minute something goes wrong or not as we plan it, all of a sudden this doubt, worry, fear, all these different feelings of anxiety come into the picture. And the reason why I really want to come on here and I want to talk to you guys, really, like, let's get honest with each other. Look at the world. Look at how God provides for the birds. He provides for all these different animals. Why do you think that He cannot provide for you? Why do you think He cannot provide for you? And a lot of the times when we be waiting on certain things, we think, oh, God is not going to show up because it's not on our timing. But sometimes He wants us to learn certain financial lessons first. And this is me speaking from experience. Like, if you know you're not good at money management, but you went and bought a new car. Now the payments are up your ass. You can't pay for it, and you're facing your car getting repossessed, or maybe you have to volunteer your car back. And I'm speaking this from experience. Like right now, I had to give my car back to the bank, and I'm really trusting God in this chapter of my life, complete surrender, because I know that if He could pull me through that darkness I was in before, money is not even close to the hardest thing that He had to do for me. And for Him, it was easy, right? But if God can bring you out of the darkness, out of the struggles that you've experienced, there isn't anything else He cannot do for you. You have to trust and believe in that, okay? Just because it's not looking like it in your 3D reality, or you're not seeing certain signs, or God isn't sitting next to you on your bed and saying, hey babes, don't you worry, doesn't mean that He's not working it out for you. Are you praying? Are you asking for guidance? Are you asking for support? Because a lot of the times we just assume God's going to help us, but we out here trying to do our own thing. If God said He got it, He got it. If you prayed to Him and you sent your prayer out, He got you. You have to trust that, know that. But a lot of times we try to fix it with our own mind, and that's where the suffering and the worrying comes in. Because for me, God said give my car up, but I thought that meant selling it. So I'm struggling, trying to figure out how to get it sold, and God just told me, babes, just give it back. I got you. I will give you something better. And we have to trust and believe that God will always give us something better. Listen, when I tried to find when I was on the hunt for love, I tried to do it on my own, right? I tried to look all over, try to pick whoever. I kept picking shit, crap. But when God delivered my soulmate to me, He delivered it perfectly. I wouldn't even have recognized it if I didn't completely surrender or start the process of completely just tapping into my spirituality. So when you look for certain answers, or you go out there, you ask for answers, but you're looking for it, and you're trying to make it be done before the perfect timing or God's timing, that's because you don't trust Him. If you're doing it on your own, you don't trust Him. Do it with God. It's always going to be easier. And a lot of the times we hang on to certain things, and it creates more suffering. Because I'm going to use my life as an example. Even when God's telling me to let go of this, He had to provide a different perspective for me. He had to say to me, listen, you letting go of this car, you're releasing attachment to what this car represents, who this person, another person that the car is attached to. You're releasing that attachment to that person as well. I will bless you with something better. You don't need to worry about that. You just have to trust me. You have to fully surrender. And that's literally it. We come into seasons where we have to fully trust and surrender, and because our faith is being tested, we feel like, oh, the world is upside down. It's okay to cry and grieve, okay? I'm not saying not to cry and grieve, but at some point you have to get up and say, you know what? God got me. I know that God got me. I will listen for what what steps he says to take, because he will guide you. He will give you what steps to do. I will listen. I will be more present enough to be able to hear the solution, instead of whining and bitching and moaning about what's not going right in my life. The thing is, guys, spirituality is not all rainbows and unicorns, and everybody goes through it. You have cycles in your life, some up, some down. And the reason why I say that is because I don't want to come on here and pretend like my life is always great. Okay, there's things that I deal with behind the scenes. There's things that you're dealing with behind the scenes that you don't tell certain people about. Right? But that doesn't mean that you can't get up and still have that faith. You having faith only when things are good that's not solid faith. Okay, your faith is wonky. It's not built on a solid foundation. Spirituality is not always light. There will be some darkness, there will be some ups, there will be some downs. What are you doing to stay solid in your faith during the times where things feel harder than they normally do? What are you doing? Because for me, like, my angels were really just asking me to surrender, completely just surrender. And that's all we need to do, and just trust that things are going to work out. They always do. In a way, they always do. But whenever we take the wheel, we create more steps. Sometimes we even get in God's way because we're trying to make certain puzzle pieces fit. If it's stressing you out, let it go. Even when I think about the car, it's like, yo, that car has stressed me out from the minute I got it. The minute I got it, I was not financially ready for it. I wish I had given it up sooner, but it didn't even occur to me as a thought. We think that because we invest so much money and time and effort into certain things that we must hold on to dear life until it's done. But sometimes giving up is really what God just wants us to do. Just give up, surrender, let it go. If it's causing you stress, then you're giving your power to that thing. It's so freeing to know that even if other consequences might come with it, you're just like, you know what? This thing is stressing me out. Let it go. Go. Let it go. I know that God got me. Let it go. I know that's easier said than done, but I really want you to sit with your angels, ask them for guidance, because everybody's guidance is going to look different. Okay, so you can come on here and watch as many videos as you want, but if you're not tapped in, really connected to your own spiritual team, you will not know what is for you. You'll just take on every single information that you're receiving. Because for some of you guys, this could really be like you're really having car troubles, and this video was really what you needed. It was synchronized, right? And maybe God's calling you to also sell your car or to give it back to the bank. But for others of you, maybe God's calling you to do the opposite. So it's really important that you tap in with your angels and check in and make sure that you are receiving the right guidance for you. Not for the collective, but for you. Always remember, there's something we can learn when we're going through certain trials and tribulations. Sometimes God puts us through these things so that we can become stronger. Like maybe we needed to really lose something to be like, okay, it's time for me to really get on top of my finances. I was playing around before, but I'm seeing that the choices I'm making are leading to these outcomes, and I do not like these outcomes. Pray to God and let him know that you are learning the lesson and you are ready for that change. A lot of times we pray for change, but because it doesn't come in the way that we expect it to, we freak out. And that's why it's important that we surrender any attachment to the outcome. When we pray, we have to let it go. Let God do his thing, because God knows what puzzle pieces to move in our life to make us move, to get going. But yes, come on, like, guys, God is not broke. God got so much money in the bank. He got everybody. All your money is God's money. Okay? So if you don't think that he can help you with this financial situation, babes, you need to rethink your faith. You really need to sit with that. Sit with that. Okay? So I pulled out my spirit message oracle deck. So in case some of you guys needed some messages from spirit, I will shuffle right now and see what comes out. So at the bottom of the deck, you are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-induced pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, and carry on. So a lot of times it's always about perspective, guys. If you view your life as, oh my God, I wasted so much time, so many years, then that is the frequency you're going to be on. Instead of you saying, you know what, I needed to go through that lesson. Even though it took me so and so amount of time, at least I have my time back. I've reclaimed my time back now. Okay, you are not behind. That's why it's important we don't compare ourselves to other people, and we don't compare our journeys to other people's journeys, because everybody's journey is different. Some people need to learn a lesson for 20 years. Some people need to learn a lesson for 5. Okay. Let's see, what other messages does Spirit have for this collective? Okay, and pull 2 cards. If you find yourself stuck in a situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself, why are you still there? Is it fear of the unknown, leaving toxic situations, or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit? Be fierce. So Spirit is really calling you to let go. Let go. It's literally like, what are you still doing here? What are you waiting on? Let go. If you really want to show the universe that you trust, let go. Let go. Okay? One more. What areas of your life are you avoiding? Are they causing you upset, worry, disrupted sleep? If so, these are the areas you need to focus on. As much as you don't want to, it is necessary. Tackle your demons head on. Don't allow them to rule you for a second longer. So some of you guys, a lot of shadow aspects of yourself are coming up right now, is what I'm getting. So don't run from your darkness. Don't run from the shadow. God knows. He knows and he sees all. He really wants us to learn to accept all parts of ourselves so that we can begin to heal those parts of ourselves. And when I said to you earlier, spirituality is not all good. Oh shit, I'm not even talking in the mic. When I said to you before, spirituality is not all good. The reason why I said that to you guys is because we have that darkness inside of us as well, right? And when we walk with God, when we walk with the universe, they show us how to cope with the things we've been through, how to better show up in the world and not let the darkness that is within us rule our lives. Because it rules our lives when we avoid being vulnerable, we aren't able to be honest with ourselves, and we lie to ourselves in the parts of ourselves that we feel like God would not accept. But God sees all. He wants you to learn to accept yourself, release the shame, release the guilt, learn to integrate your shadow, befriend your shadow. So I don't know who that is for, but yeah, okay? So those are my messages today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. It's all working out. It's all working out for you, okay? You have to trust and believe that. I love you. Bye-bye.